It all started when Karen, our neighborhood's self-appointed HOA enforcer, decided my kid's basketball hoop was a visual blight. I swear, the woman had a sixth sense for anything fun. You know, the type perpetually pursed lips, clipboard always at the ready, probably dreams in HOA regulation font. My son, Jake, was 12, and that hoop in our driveway was his world. He'd spend hours out there, dribbling, shooting, laughing with his buddies. The sound of that ball bouncing was pure joy, a reminder of what a neighborhood should feel like. But Karen? She saw it as a personal attack on her pristine vision of suburban perfection. One Tuesday, I came home to find a neon yellow violation notice taped to my garage door, demanding the hoop come down by week's end or I'd face a $500 fine. Jake was gutted, his eyes all red when he showed me the note. I tried reasoning with Karen at the next HOA meeting, but she just crossed her arms and said, "Rules are rules, Tom. That hoop's an eyesore, and the noise is disturbing the peace." The peace? Lady, we live next to a highway. I wasn't about to let this slide. Karen had been terrorizing the block for years, fining Mrs. Delgado for her tacky flamingo lawn ornaments, hassling the Patels over their Diwali lights. But going after my kid's hoop? That was war. I started digging into the HOA bylaws, spending nights hunched over my laptop with a beer, combing through the fine print. Turns out, the rules were specific about ground-level structures and street-facing modifications. Nothing about rooftops. A light bulb went off. If Karen wanted to play hardball, I'd take the game to a whole new level literally. I called up my buddy Mike, a contractor with a knack for thinking outside the box, and pitched him my idea, a basketball court on my roof. He laughed so hard he nearly choked on his coffee, but by the next day, he was all in. The plan wasn't just about sticking it to Karen. It was about making a point. Our neighborhood used to be a place where kids played outside, where people waved from their porches. Now it was a sterile HOA dystopia, and I was done with it. Mike and I spent weeks sketching designs, checking load-bearing specs, and sourcing materials. We kept it quiet, working late nights in my garage, hauling plywood and steel beams under the cover of darkness. Jake thought it was the coolest thing ever, sneaking out to help us paint the court lines. We even added a chain-link net to the hoop to make it extra loud when the ball swished through. By the time we were done, the roof was a regulation-size half-court, complete with a backboard and a hand-painted sign that read, "Karen can't stop US." It was petty, sure, but damn, it felt good. The reveal was pure chaos. I invited the whole neighborhood over for a block party on a Saturday afternoon, knowing Karen would show up to snoop. Jake and his friends started a game on the roof, the ball thumping against the shingles, the net clanging like a victory bell. People gathered in my driveway, jaws dropping, phones out, filming the madness. Karen stormed over, her face redder than a stop sign, waving her clipboard like a battle flag. "This is an outrage," she screeched. "You can't just build a court on your roof. It sits against the rules." I leaned against my mailbox, sipping a beer, and said, "Show me the rule, Karen. Page and paragraph." She flipped through her binder, stammering, but came up empty. The crowd started chuckling, and I swear I saw Mrs. Delgado give me a thumbs up. Then came the twist. Karen, desperate to regain control, called an emergency HOA meeting that night, claiming my roof court was a safety hazard. But she'd overplayed her hand. Turns out, she'd been skimming HOA funds for years, petty stuff, like expensing her official Starbucks runs. One of the neighbors, a quiet accountant named Priya, had been keeping tabs and brought receipts. Literal receipts. She stood up in the meeting, projector on, and laid out a spreadsheet showing Karen's shady accounting. The room erupted. Karen tried to deflect, but the neighbors were done with her. By the end of the night, she was voted out as HOA president, and the crowd was chanting for Jake to shoot hoops on the roof. The aftermath was glorious. With Karen dethroned, the neighborhood started coming back to life. Mrs. Delgado put her flamingos back out. The Patels strung up their Diwali lights brighter than ever. Jake's roof court became the talk of the town, with kids from all over coming to play. The fines stopped, and the HOA meetings turned into actual community gatherings, barbecues, potlucks, the works. Karen moved away a few months later, her house sold to a young couple who immediately put up a trampoline. I still get a kick out of driving by her old place, knowing she's gone. Jake's 13 now, and he still plays on that roof court every day. the ball echoing like a middle finger to every busybody who ever tried to suck the fun out of our street. So what do you think? Was I a jerk for building a basketball court on my roof? Or was Karen just asking for it? Drop your thoughts below. I am curious to hear who you're rooting for. The end.